So we begin the meditation by choosing the most comfortable posture and make yourself as comfortable as you can. And bring your awareness into your body. And start from the top of the head. Just aware the feelings, sensations of your body from the top of the head to your forehead. Is there any tension, any tightness? So you just relax. And slowly you move your awareness, your attention to your back of your head, to your neck. And just relax. So you move your attention to your right shoulder. Just relax the right shoulder. Relax. And to your left shoulder. Just relax your left shoulder. And slowly you move your attention to your face. Is there any tightness in your face? Just put a big smile on your face. When you smile, you relax. And slowly move your attention to your body. And just relax your body. Just relax. And slowly you move your attention to your waist. Relax your waist. And to your buttock. You can feel the contact with a cushion. And just relax. And now slowly, you move attention to your right arms. And to your right hand. And to the tip of your fingers. And you just relax your right arms, hands, and to the tips of your finger. Slowly you move your attention to your left arms. And just relax. From your left arms to your hand to the tips of your finger. Just relax. Now you move your attention to your right hips, to your thigh, to your knee, to your legs, to your ankles, and to the tips of your toe. And just relax every single part from your hips, your thigh, your right thigh, knee, leg, your foot, and the tip of your toes. Just relax. Now you move your attention to your left hips, to your left thigh, knee, leg, your left foot, and to the tip of your toe. And just relax. And now you can feel every single cell in your body relax. And you can feel the inner peace and calm within your body. As your body calms down, your mind is started to calm down as well. So we just bring our attention to our breath. Just simply aware of your in-breath and out-breath. And breathing in and breathing out. If there's any tension, just breathing in tension and breathing out peace. If there's any anxieties, just breathing in anxieties, breathing out peace. Make peace with every single in-breath and embrace. So continue to pay attention with your in and out breath. If you find your mind wander off, just very gently and mindfully bring your attention back onto your breath. Just simply watch your breath. So we're going to end the meditation by counting 3 in and out breath. And then you can open your eyes.
Thank you, Venerable. So today we are very happy to have Venerable Hasapanna here for our Sunday service, and she will be speaking on the meaning of life. It is not what you accumulate, but what you give up. Sorry, I forgot to introduce a short bio of Venerable earlier. So for those who don't know Venerable, she was born in Ipoh, Malaysia in 1960. She joined Dhammasara Nuns Monastery in 2002 as a trainee nun, Anagarika, for 2 years, and a 10 precept nun for 4 years with Ajahn Vayama as her teacher. She subsequently ordained as a bhikkhuni in 2009 with Ayya Tataloka as her preceptor at Bodhiana Monastery, Australia. Currently, Venerable Hasapanna is the abbot of Dhammasara and assistant spiritual director of the Buddhist Society of Western Australia. Venerable, over to you.
Okay. So good morning, everyone, and nice to meet all of you. Yes, and I just, been since when I was a child, I when I was young, I used to keep thinking, why I'm being alive? What is it? What is life means to me? So, but I really don't know. I don't know the answer. And I remember when I was very young, because my older sister, she's many years older than me. She's 12 years older than me. When she married at the age of 18, and I was only 6. So I remember when I was 7, then I got a little nephew, So to me, my little nephew is like a living toy, I like to play with him. Then I think that it was really fun to have. They have children, kids is so cute, Then this is how I developed the perception of, okay, that is life, I grow up, I want to marry, I want to have kids because I like children, But sometimes what you expected to be is always otherwise, isn't it? So this is what, and when when I grown up, and I got married, and very quick I have a son, and of course it's different. When someone child you play and you give back, then of course it's fun. But if your own child, it's a different thing, A lot of responsibility, and then the worries when he got sick, and it's completely different. Because I was thinking that it'd be fun to have my own toy, people living toy, But and I realized that it's not the case, Sometimes things like what you expected to be is really when you really sometimes I actually don't know what I'm getting. So until when I have my own child, so because sometimes you think that this is life, a lot of people think that because everybody doing it, I have one supporter looking for partners, looking for boyfriend, that she thinks that I have to marry, I have to get boyfriend, and then for the sake of getting boyfriend, for the sake of getting married, I have to get one. If not, my life is not complete. This is what her perception. Then she tried to find meaning of life that, married, having your family, that is complete, That's why I used to ask people, do you know what is the difference between complete and finish? Complete is that, if you married a wonderful husband or wife, your life is complete. But if you marry someone is really nasty, your wife and husband is nasty, you really finish. Then sometimes this is how, we're looking for that. We think that, then my life will be full, complete, this is, but we try to find meaning of in life, And then sometimes people think that the meaning of life is to have, become wealthy, I become famous, successful, then I'd be happy. This is they try to find meaning. And and then actually it's really when I grown up. And when I after married, having my child, and especially after my mother passed away, and that really struck me. That is something that I never want to look at and try to run away to look at. That is to face death. That is something that when I was young, when I was thinking, what am I hating? If I grow old, and then I'm going to die. So after I die, what's next? Then I find it's so I find that it's very scary. So each time when I come to this, I say, okay, forget it. Just put it aside. I'm still young, so I worry about it when I'm older. This is how we try running away from things that we don't want to look at it because we feel unpleasant and we feel uncomfortable and we have lots of fear because you don't know what you're heading to, especially heading to the unknowns. They say sometimes we rather hold on to something that we know even bring us suffering. We rather hold on to that, but to heading to something unknown that is really very scary, lots of fear. Then I used to put it aside. But until my mom passed away, that's really struck me that I really look at that I have to face death. So what is really what is the meaning of life? I try to investigate and contemplate on that. And I really slowly, and then I come into the Dhamma. Before that, I hardly go, I mean, I'm so called myself a Buddhist, but I'm only like a Vesak Buddhist, like Katina I go and that sort of things, but I hardly go, Then I started to be more, and I started to meditate, and like keeping. I used to, I keep precept, but I don't always go to temple to offer dana, to practice generosity, to give. Then I started to do that. Then I can really see that it's a shift in my life. That I started to find more and more inner peace within myself because of when you give, and then I meditate. I started to meditate, and I find lots of joy and happiness within myself that I never experienced before. That because before that the only option, the only happiness I know that is only getting what I like. Go to the beauty salon, go to the hair salon and spend hours, beautify myself, that sort of things. And then I find I enjoy doing that. But sometimes, if you never experience, you don't have the other option of happiness. You think that this is happiness. It's just like when you're born, with your neck, your hand, your leg, with the shackles, you tie, and then after a while, you used to it, isn't it? You don't see that it's a suffering until when that is released. Then you realize that, wow, I must have this freedom. Actually, when I stopped doing that, I find that I have so much freedom. Before that, every day going to work, I have to look at my wardrobes, I have to make sure that it's all matched, with my hand. Latest fashion, and then if any dinner I have to find a new, I have to buy a new outfit, because mostly you go for dinner, the people that you always know, then you don't that you ended up saying, again you wear the same outfit, make sure that you don't repeat this outfit, that actually you keep doing that, but I don't see that is any suffering. I don't see that. In fact, I enjoy that, But until when I stop doing that, I can see that such a relief. After that, when I give them out, I just, very simple. I normally like a penguin. I like to wear white and black pants. Penguin, white blouse, with a black pants. I feel so comfortable, so nice. I feel like a lot of, such a relief, not doing that. But I don't know why. Last time, I think that I enjoy doing that. I don't know that it's suffering until and don't have to do it. So much freedom. So then, this is how I started to like move to more, practice and stay in the monastery. Then I decided to become a nun because I asked myself, what kind of lifestyle I would like to live? Do I continue with this kind of the lifestyle? That because at that time I really no longer interested in anything. Like I don't go for dinner. I don't go out. I just kept happily stay at home. Happily just meditate. I'm not interested. All these things socialize anymore. Then I ask myself, what kind of lifestyle I want to live? Because I have to live until I die, isn't it? So that's like, then I said, I have to, what kind of lifestyle I prefer. Then I choose to become a nun. So to walk this path, because I have no idea of being a nun, but because I choose this lifestyle, because I enjoy this kind of lifestyle. Because before that, I spent lots of times in the monastery, and I really enjoy that kind of lifestyle. And of course, I have to make a decision. And the only thing that I'm really so attached to is my son. My only son. Like my son is like my future, my hope. Before that, like everything. And then I have to decide to, and of course it's not so easy to let go, So at the beginning I give myself all sorts of excuses, maybe he still need me. Actually, he doesn't need me at all. He's already 18 and he's quite independent because he's been brought up that I always want him to make his own decision and quite independent and but eventually I feel like actually my son is not my source of happiness. Ultimately I have to find the happiness within myself. I can't find happiness from even my son. Actually it's within myself. So I make the decision to leave him, but he's very good, he's very encouraging. He said, Mom, go for it. If this is really this is what makes you happy, please go for it. And not to miss to take up these opportunities. And he's very encouraging and he's quite mature for his age. Yes, this is how, and I find that when the moment I decided to really, when the moment you be able to let go, not so attached to him, actually you feel the kind of that shift, that kind of relief, when you attach to something, you feel that kind of like something you hold on to, and you feel that kind of a body is very tight, But once you let go, give up, you feel the kind of relief. You feel the kind of like liberation, like free, It's different. Sometimes you can't put a finger on how you can't express in words, Actually, it reminds me of one lady, and she's very attached to her hair. And then she wants to take up this temporary ordination. So in Malaysia, and she told me that she been, the only thing she cannot let go is her hair because of the shape of her hair. That at last, finally, she decided, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And she told me that it was a very good experience. She said when she shaved her hair, she said to me that, and this I never experienced this before. She said that is the inner peace, the calm that she never experienced, the kind of happiness within herself. Then I told her, I said, this is the happiness of letting go. Because she's been holding on, can't let go of her hair, Then the moment she shave off, that she feel that kind of, wow, it's so nice, free, you feel that, And this kind of experience, So that's why sometimes we keep thinking that we want to accumulate lots of things. I remember my eldest sister-in-law, she always very, very busy. have no time for her children at all. Don't have, like, always busy. I don't know why she's busy. She said I have to earn lots of money so that make sure that I have enough money in my bank account so that I have like house, car, everything for my children, And then her children hardly see her. She's always busy, and this is how. And then her children grown up. She never really spend time with her children. With the when her children growing up, like to have time, to see how, to spend time together. And then when the children grow up, they left her, like, some going to three children also left home to studies, in uni, and she's been left, like, and then I remember, and then she's like, for her is that, like, money, car, house, that is, she want to leave behind some inheritance for the children. And also remind me of the other lady. She told me that she gave up her job, so that's why she have no income. And then the friend said to her, if you don't work, you have no income, then you cannot afford to buy a house. You cannot afford to buy a house for your son. Then I said, why your son need a house from you? I said, when he grown up, he can earn, he can make his own, he can earn his own living, buy his own house. I said that is the best thing you can give your son, to have time with him. Your love is much more precious than a house. Yeah, they say sometimes many parents think that, I want to leave all these things. So actually, to teach them by example, how to develop the mind, how to develop those qualities, because the inner beauty, the inner qualities that go with us when we die. So at the end of our life, we can't take anything, isn't it? Nothing we can take with us. That is whether you like it or not, that is going to happen. But we face it, that's why we don't learn to let go now. You think you can let go last minute, you can't. You can't use willpower, so I let go, you can't. So whether you can't say wait for a minute, or let me until I'm ready to go. You can't. Times come, you need to go, and you can't take that with you. But the quality of life, and not how much money, in the bank. That is not the best inheritance. Is that to teach the children to live a good life, to live a virtuous life, to develop the mind, to have the qualities, and to be a good person. That's why sometimes it's important, but it's not only the best teaching is teaching by example. Actually, it's not what the parent does. Actually, it's what the parents do. No, it's not what the parents said. You can tell them do this, do that, don't do this. But you yourself not doing it, but not setting a good example. Like for me, like people say that, oh yeah, people think that I'm the iPad, oh yeah, they hate. Then you can do what you like. I can tell you it's opposite. I have to be more careful because many pairs of eyes looking at me. I have to be really mindful if I do, because they're all looking at me, because I have to teach by example. I cannot tell people, you don't do this, you don't do that, but I'm the one who's doing it, and it's not convincing, isn't it? They won't listen to you. That's why actually the best teaching is teaching by example. So the parents teaching by example, that is the best, inheritance that you can give to your children. Is not how much money in the bank you leave behind, but also that, your own qualities as well. Because if you live a good life, and actually you inspire your children. I remember when my mom just passed away, for the first 6 months, I still like whenever I think of her, I still cry, and I grieve because I was thinking I have lost this person in my life, such a wonderful person. Then after 6 months, and one day that it just happened, that I just suddenly said to myself, why I've been thinking that I have lost my mom? Why don't I look at it that I have this person in my life for 30 over years, because my mom passed away that time I was in my 30s. I said, why don't I look at it that way? Why I look at it that I have lost this person? Then actually the moment when I changed my perception, when I changed my way of looking at things, and I started to see, wow, I tried to reflect that all the good qualities of my mom's, she's no complaint, such very, very nice and wise lady. I feel that I'm so fortunate. I was thinking, wow, I'm so fortunate. I must have done lots of good things, good karma in my previous life to deserve someone like that in my life. Actually, since then, whenever I remember my mom, actually I have lots of happiness because I remember of her good qualities. I have lots of gratitude. And I really appreciate what I have. And actually, when you think of these positive qualities on another person, actually you grow that qualities. That's why if you have these good qualities, you have this, you leave behind the happiness. Also, like my mom, I feel happy when I remember her. So when I told someone this, I told one of our supporters, that I'm always happy. I don't feel sad now because I'm so grateful that I have someone like that in my life. And she said, oh, I wish that my children, will remember me with a lot of happiness and joy. We all wish to have that, isn't it? Actually, this is something that is so precious. You can't buy, money can't buy this kind of happiness, Not even you have lots of money, you can't buy this kind of happiness. And even though she's no longer here, my mom, but she's still in my heart. And she give me the best. This is the best inheritance that she have left. That I really, appreciate that and very grateful that the love, the joy that that this is the best inheritance that she left behind. So that's why those who have children, so while they're young, spend more time with them. It's much more important. They grow up very quick. I can tell you when they grow up, they don't want you. Even my son, when he was 11, 12, he didn't even allow me to hold his hand. He fling away, and don't want to go out with me, That's when he needs you, that's the time, to try to spend more time with them, give them love. This is what they need, That's why sometimes people have been living throughout their life busy all the time, don't have one moment of peace. And just thinking that, they keep thinking that, my happiness will come at last. But at last they find no happiness. Isn't it? They keep looking for things. Oh, I finish this, I do this, then I'll be happy. Then they're thinking that the happiness will waiting for them, And somehow there is a place that called happiness. And then you reach there, and then you're happy ever after. There's no such a place. The happiness, the inner peace, come from within. It's not without, it's within you. You can't find any happiness outside, And they don't have one moment of peace. That's why sometimes now you start to, develop, practice present moment awareness. Bring your mind back to this moment. So our future is not lies ahead of us, waiting for it to happen. Actually, it's within ourselves. It lies within ourselves. Because sometimes we spend so much time, isn't it, worrying about projecting into the future what might go wrong, and then we try to think of all sorts of strategy, how to counteract if that is something goes wrong. And sometimes even people, before they got married, they were thinking of they're going to divorce, try to counteract, and it actually remind me of the story that this couple, they're on the way to get married, and then they're involved in an accident, and they find themselves, they pass away, and they're in the heaven, and waiting for Saint Peter to process them into the heaven. And then while waiting for Saint Peter to come, then they started to wonder. Then they said, "Oh, I was wondering whether we still can get married in heaven." They said, "Okay, let's wait." We asked Saint Peter. Then when Saint Peter arrived, and they asked, "Oh, we were wondering whether we get married in the heaven." Then Saint Peter said, "Oh, I'm not sure. This is the first time someone requests to get married in the heaven. So I'll find out." So Saint Peter left. They waited after 1 month, and then still Saint Peter still haven't come back yet. And then another month, 2 months gone past, and then they start to wonder, "Oh, what if our relationship doesn't work out? Marriage doesn't work out. Can we get a divorce?" Then, I think we better ask when Saint Peter come back. And after 1 month come past, after three months, and Saint Peter came back, and then they said, "Okay, yes, you can get married in the heaven. I already found a priest. I get a priest for you. You can get married in the heaven." Then he said, "But I have something to ask you. Can I ask you a question?" He said, "We were wondering, if in case that our relationship doesn't work out, can we get a divorce?" And this Saint Peter with a red face was so angry, and he slammed the clipboard onto the ground. He said, "You have no idea. It takes me 3 months to get the priest up here. And you have no idea how long it would take me to get a lawyer." Yeah. This is how sometimes we live a life. It haven't happened yet, we already, thinking of people even got married, also thinking of in case it doesn't work out. And then we got so much worry, isn't it? And we think that we try to control. We think that we make sure that things go according to, make sure that we counteract everything, we make sure that we have the plan A to Z, all the strategy, And then this is how we spend our whole life, isn't it? Haven't got one moment of peace. So actually, we think, "Oh, it's so difficult." I said, not to worry so much. Take it one moment at a time, one day at a time. So every day you wake up, you ask yourself, what can I give? What can I share? Because at the end of our life, whether you like it or not, how much money you have accumulated, also you have to you have to let it go. You can't take it with you. And that you just share, because when you share, you give you so much joy and happiness. What can I be of service? Give you the joy, because the letting go won't happen overnight. That's why when we practice generosity, you're letting go from a coarser level to more refined level. So at the beginning, okay, you give something, you give it away, your material things, Then slowly you give up things that you would like to have it. And there is more, then you let go more, And slowly then you let go of your more refined attachment. Imagine we can't let go of our hair, let go of our body, let go, of even a dress, You think last minute we can let go. So we train ourselves, let go from a coarser level to more refined level. So we practice generosity, and let go little by little. So apply the practice in the daily life. Bring your mind, live in present moment awareness. Bring your, your not to always project into the future. Practice present moment awareness. Apply that in your life. If you have one moment, a present moment awareness, you have one moment of peace and one moment of freedom. Imagine if throughout the day, if you have a few moments of present, you have a few moments of present moment awareness. So you have few moments of peace and few moments of freedom. So you free yourself, not to bound by all those, the attachment that we think that we can take it with us, that our ownership, our possessiveness, we think that we own it. We think that we own our children. So towards the end of life, we really, whether you like it or not, you have to let it go. No one can live forever, but rather than to appreciate what we got, because sometimes you take it for granted, especially our loved one. Spend more time with them, to appreciate them. Sometimes I find that even when I was young, I think that I really, like when I was young, I really don't know how to appreciate my mom, like my parents, my father, because they're always there for me. I take it for granted, and we tend to hurt them much more because we know that they are the one always forgive. You know what I mean? And then, there's sometimes that they say it's when we reflect on impermanence, actually it's not being pessimistic. Actually, we become more appreciative because we know life is precious. So while, we appreciate whatever we got right now in this moment while we got it. So, yeah, so spend more time, appreciative, and apply the practice, the teaching into our daily life. And ultimately, only we ourselves, we only through our own practice, we free ourselves. No one else, even our children, our partners, no one. So if you want to find freedom, if you want to free yourself, your own liberations, you have to work out for your own salvation. So that is your own, it is an individual path. And when you leave this world, there's no one hold your hand to go with you. It's you yourself. So also be kind to yourself. So I offer this for Dhamma reflection. May this teaching be of benefit to all of you.
Sadhu, sadhu.
So any questions or comments?
Yes.
I can only take a
couple of questions from the floor. Any? Okay.
Hello. Can I ask, like, at the workplace, if you are being accused by the boss in front of everybody, how do you let go in these kind of circumstances?
Oh, it's not easy though.
Yeah, and how to react actually?
How to react, So sometimes and depends that if you would try to explain if they listen, but sometimes they don't listen to you, Then if they don't really believe what you said, so it's no point whatever you said. I know sometimes when you keep quiet, they say you admit it. When you say something, you try to cover. Sometimes anyway also, like the Chinese say, anyway also die. That's how you learn to. This is how you learn to let go. Actually, I have that experience, especially with my position, and then I've been accused all the time the thing I didn't do. And of course, at the beginning, you feel like, oh, how come people think of me like that, But and then I look at it, no, I think, I was thinking, the most important thing is that deep down you know you haven't done that. Because what's the point of that's why you always come back to our inner integrity. So when the Buddhists talk about truthfulness, actually is in a more deeper level. Is the inner integrity, the honesty. So we can cheat to the whole world. Being such a wonderful person, everybody thinks that praises we are the good person, but deep down we are not. And we do all sorts of things behind the screen, behind someone's back, But deep down you know you will not have that peace. But deep down, you know that you haven't done anything. So, you know, your inner integrity, you know that you haven't done anything. It doesn't matter what people said. Because sometimes you really cannot avoid, you know. That's why, because I can understand that. That's why I always, even what I see, I don't always jump into conclusion. Because sometimes things, it seems like that, but, you know, but actually is not what you see. So always give the benefit of doubt. That's why sometimes people say, oh, sometimes someone complain to me, things like that. Then I say, oh, this is what the person said. Oh, the person not telling the truth, they're telling lies. I say, this is what the person said. I say, I choose to trust people because when you have the distrust, you don't have the peace of mind. You're always suspicious of the person, thinking of you have those negative thoughts of the other person. Actually, I'm the one who suffer. So if the other person want to cheat me, it's the person's problem. It's not my problem. I choose to trust that it's for my own benefit, for my own well-being. If the person want to cheat me, you know, or betray me, it's the person's problem. Because the person, I don't have to responsible for the other person's action. But if I always, you know, being negative, you know, suspicious of others, I have to responsible for my own. So that's why I choose to trust someone, is because for my own benefit. It doesn't matter if people betray us or people accuse us or they cheat us. It's fine. It's their business. Actually, it's not my business. But of course, it's easy said and done. Sometimes it takes lots of practice, and to have takes lots of practice, and the calmness, the clarity in your mind to see that. And because very easily, if you don't have the clarity, we can easily suck in and do that. But you know, it takes a bit of practice. It's just a matter of time. Can be done. It's not something that is impossible. It's possible, even though it takes a little bit of time and it's not easy. Yes, I know how is it like, I haven't done that, you know. And then you feel so, have the self-pity, you know. But it take me a while, you know. Take me a while to really see that, and yeah, to really not to be bothered by what people said. It's not easy. It takes time. Also take me some times, like now I don't care, you know. Sometimes people even send me, you know, some comments on my YouTube talks or what. Even they say, oh, they got good feedback. I say, I don't care whether good feedback or whatever feedback. I say, whether give me excellent or bad, I don't care. I say, I just do my best, isn't it? This is, I mean, I can only do what I can, you know. So if they don't like it, too bad, you know. So if he said, oh, they banned me from giving talks, then good, I don't have to give talk. I go back and meditate, you know. But sometimes it takes time to you know, takes a bit of practice to really be able to learn to the letting go happen little by little. You know, yes. Sometimes you really, you know, it's not that I wasn't born like this. Don't care, you know. But I think a little bit come from my karmic inheritance. Even when I was young, I have the kind of mentality like that. I just want to remember the good things. So I was thinking, if I remember all this horrible thing make me unhappy, why I want to remember it? So I choose to remember happy thing. So this is how, more or less, my attitude even when I was young. So I let go quite fast. I think I believe that this is come from my karmic inheritance, my previous. No one taught me. It's just like when I was a childhood, I was just like that, you know. Just basically, I'm more a jolly person. It's just even before I practice. Okay. So any questions or comments?
Next question. One or two more questions before Venerable has to go for her lunch.
So if you want to be born intelligent in next life, just now we have one intelligent person.
No?
Okay.
Going once?
Going twice.
Going twice?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, gone.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Venerable. We will let Venerable go for lunch while I make some announcements.